Hi, thank you for joining today. Welcome to episode 1 of our 5-part webinar brought to you by Alithya on Ground to Cloud journey. Today we're going to talk about the first consideration, identifying organizations' business objectives. This may seem trivial, but it is imperative that you do this. Before starting the project, lots of clients will have a ton of great answers to this question. Why are we doing this? They might say automation, best practices, integrated modules. It'll be transformational. Our user experience is going to be better. But then when they're in the thick of things, they tend to forget, what their original objectives were. You might hear, we don't want to do that because it'll be too much change. We don't want to do that because training our employees will be too hard. So having these objectives formalized and socialized up front, it will give the team a good reminder throughout the project as to why they're there and help drive the right attitude and decision making to ultimately foster successful implementation. So let's talk about identifying those business objectives in the context of 3 different lenses: people, process, technology. From a people standpoint, you're talking about better connectivity, more automation, more collaboration across teams, right? You have, your team from HR talking to finance, and because of those interdependencies, this is going to foster some of that more collaborative experience. Unified user experience, we talked about the UI. You're going to have more of a modernized UI in the cloud, but also there's going to be that consistency. So a screen that someone's seeing in finance, supply chain, and EPM, they're all going to look very similar to the screens that other people are going to see within those. And then, lastly, reduced IT and business people spend. So there's, sometimes this is a myth where, okay, we're going to get a brand new shiny system and we're going to immediately be able to let go 100 people. Whereas what happens in practicality is you're not necessarily letting those people go, but you're redeploying their time to more strategic initiatives. So that's another, piece of the people puzzle within moving to Oracle Cloud. Next is the process, right? From a process perspective, you want to adopt leading practices. You want to get away from those customizations. You want to have some of that automation piece. You want enhanced analytics and reporting, right? It's not only about, how quickly can we gather data outside the system, but what are we going to do with that data once we have it? You're also talking about performance optimization and scalability. So make sure the system is faster enough for people to do their jobs adequately. You want the system to, as your organization grows, to be able to scale with, your company as well. And you don't want to go back to the well, maybe 5-10 years down the line and try to do a new ERP system. And the third pillar is technology. Reduce overall IT spend from a total cost of ownership perspective. You're no longer hosting things on site. You have less very technical people supporting applications that are old. You can be a little bit more lean and agile from an IT group perspective. Increased security. This is obviously a big topic recently with some of the data breaches going on. Continuous innovation. Oracle is releasing quarterly upgrades throughout the year now, and so you don't have to wait a couple years and do a big, very risky upgrade. You're going to get incremental feature functionality every quarter. And a lot of CIOs are seeing this as, okay, this is the last ERP that I have to buy because of this constant innovation that Oracle's pushing out. And lastly, faster time to value, right? You're spending millions of dollars on a big implementation. You want to make sure that you can get to the value add and have quicker ROI.